Monster Hunter Wilds just released Title Update 1, and with it some powerful new gear to make us even more immortal while providing us with even more defense and attack power than ever before. So if you're not interested in speed runs and more so interested in becoming an unstoppable hunter and the true monster of the hunt, while being able to take on any amount of foes without dying, then this is the build for you. So hello gamers, it's Nyce, and I hope everyone tired of carding is having a nice day. Today I'm excited to bring you an update to our Monster Hunter Wilds Immortal build that combines lifesteal, mitigation, and insane health regen to become an unstoppable force. This build is so powerful that it makes the SHIA hunt a breeze and makes it so you'll rarely even have to use items to heal. This video will serve as an update to this video here from pre-Title 1, which still works and has only gotten better. In fact, that's the build I recommend you guys to use to farm the newly introduced high-rank SHIA, being that you'll need its mats for this build. I'll have that video linked in the description, pinned comment, and at the end of this video. This Immortal tank provides over 500 defense completely unbuffed while combining it with the insane defense of a lance. Before we get into the gear, I want to go over some notable Title 1 update changes, and that's first that the lance focus strike is now amazing. They fixed it and it's a lot better. Also, the most important thing to note is that all of our armor had gear upgrade caps increased, so you can actually put more armor spheres into your armor for even more defense, which is insane considering how much defense we had before. Before we get into the build, make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're interested in more Monster Hunter content, and make sure you leave a like as it helps others to find the video and lets me know that you want to see more Monster Hunter videos. Now let's start off with the most important part of the build, and that is that we have access to 2 different set bonuses, and these set bonuses are insane. We'll start off with ARKVELD's Hunger. This one may seem familiar because this is what we previously used, as it gives an amazing bonus called Haste and Recovery. Regenerates a small amount of health as you continuously attack a monster. Recovery varies by weapon. This is really good, and the attacks don't exactly have to be in a certain time frame or anything like that. It's just every couple attacks you will get this heal. Now this is a really good bonus as it rewards you for staying aggressive, less downtime, having to use a potion or anything like that. You can stay aggressive and heal that way. Something worthy to note is that this is boosted by recovery up. More on that when we get to the skill section. We then have the set bonus of SHIA's Pulse. This grants us access to super recovery, allows the health gauge to continue to slowly recover up to the max value even if there is no red portion. So this is really insane. So as far as the red portion of the health bar, we naturally get access to recovery speed, which makes that go really quick. Now, this does not affect Super Recovery 1, but it is still important as it goes ahead and get rid of that so you can go ahead and start getting access to Super Recovery and heal up. Something cool to note from my testing, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but recovery up seems to boost the speed at which super recovery heals you, and this is insane. So recovery up is boosting our ARKVELD's Hunger heal and our SHIA's heal, and I want you to just pay attention to the footage in the background throughout this video so you can see how much health that I am recovering by staying aggressive between the combination of ARKVELD's Hunger and SHIA's Pulse. This combination is insane. So yeah, that's kind of insane, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get this build specifically nerfed, as I'm able to pretty much do every and anything solo, and when I'm in a group, well, it's just a whole nother story. So let's go ahead and get into the gear before we get into the decorations and armor skills. So I did a lot of math and I min-maxed everything, and I took a lot of things into consideration, and to me this is the best combination of both the ARKVELD set and the SHIA set, and it works out perfectly to the point we are able to get recovery speed and weakness exploit 5 without even trying, which is very important for our negative affinity weapon. So we have the SHIA helmet, the ARKVELD chest, the Guardian ARKVELD hands, this will be the one not in a set, and then we have the ARKVELD waist and the SHIA legs. The reason I like the Guardian ARKVELD van braces here is because our build doesn't really need too many large 2 or 3 decoration slots. It's really about the quantity, and this gives us 3 slots while also providing our weakness exploit level 2, which once again is very important with our negative affinity weapon. Now you can go with the ARKVELD gloves here, which will allow you to get that tanking/taunt set bonus that will draw more attention from the monsters, and that will be less attention on your allies, so you can be a true tank like in our other build, but that's up to you. We then have the defense talisman level 4, as this is the most bang for your buck, and defense decorations only give you +1 each, so it's best to go ahead and knock out 4 of them here. I did see some data mining that there was a defense charm 5 here or coming, so do adjust for that when it is available. This is going to allow us to get to the defense level 7 even easier. More on that here shortly. For our mantle, now the Rocksteady mantle did actually get a huge buff this patch, I think with a lot more mitigation. You do have the access to the vitality mantle as well if you really want to, but you kind of got the vitality portion handled with your sets. I like the Rocksteady mantle as it nullifies roars and just lets you keep going without being interrupted. Next up, let's go over our weapons. We have the Gravios Lance. The reason we chose this is the fact that it gives us 30 more defense. That's right, 30 more defense on top of what we were already packing. This weapon may put some off as it does have a negative 15% affinity, and if you want you can raise the affinity with a decoration, but honestly after testing it is really not worth it, especially with us having access to Agitator and weakness exploit 3. Yeah, we are pretty fine on the affinity. Now, I've tried every decoration combination on this weapon that's possible, and honestly, what I keep settling on, aside from, just boosting the affinity, is the Razor Sharp level 3 with Handicraft level 1. Handicraft level 1 is just a tiny bit more sharpness, but it's really about this Razor Sharp. Razor Sharp 3 is going to give us a 50% chance not to lose sharpness loss, and honestly, this weapon goes through it very quick, and this just honestly keeps you in the battle for so long, not having used a whetstone and just constantly staying aggressive and drawing attention. The weapon naturally comes with guard up level 3, which I know everyone's not a fan of, but honestly, fighting SHIA so much, this has been a game changer, and it's a fight that it's very useful with. For my last 2 slots, I chose a Guardian Jewel for the offensive guard. This is really good because it's a percentage-based boost, and unlike the description, it does not have to be a perfect guard. It just has to be a guard within like 0.5 seconds or so of you raising your block. This is even with guard dashes and everything like that, so you'll get a high uptime on this. And then for the last slot, it's really flexible. I just decided to put an attack jewel there rather than going offensive guard 3, just because the attack jewel will have just a little bit more uptime on it. Now keep in mind, this armor combination pretty much works for any build, and honestly the weapon is a huge flex spot. This will work literally with any weapon. You don't actually need the 30 defense from the Gravios weapons. It's just like a little comfortability factor. There's a lot harder hitting lances. This one is just the safest and I enjoy it, but feel free to use a better lance of your choice or any of the Ardia lances with a good roll. For your secondary weapon, it really doesn't matter. It's a huge flex spot. A hunting horn that plays some good buffs like earplugs or defense up large will probably be best in slot. I personally just keep a bow gun with rapid fire level 2 sleep and critical status, so I can actually sleep a monster 2 to 3 times per quest. So that's just what I do, but pretty much anything you want here can go there. Now let's discuss skills and decorations. You can see all the decorations here on screen. This is a good setup for if you are running solo. If you are going to do multiplayer, be sure to drop one of the medicine jewels for a flinch free / brace jewel. Basically just make sure you're not constantly getting tricked by other allies. We have access to defense level 7, and my goodness is this a lot of mitigation. You can feel free to lower this and go with like 3 elemental jewels, probably of the dragon resistance variants obviously, because that's all that we're lacking, but I personally just like the defense level 7, just kind of slot it and forget about it. We then have weakness level 5, which is an insane skill, especially for this lance once again, which has negative affinity. Attacks that hit weak points have 30% increased affinity with an extra 20% on wounds. We also get a little bit of affinity here from Agitator, which activates whenever the monster is in rage. We get attack +8 and affinity +5. We already pretty much discussed recovery up and recovery speed. Let's take a look at Divine Blessing. While active, reduces damage taken by 50%. This has an RNG chance to reduce your damage taken by 50% on every hit. This even includes chip damage that you take through block. This thing is such an underrated skill to have, and it saved my life on countless occasions. Another important skill is Heroics level 1. If our health drops below 35% or lower, we get 50 more defense. This is kind of like a last resort kind of thing, really being safe with this skill, and honestly I've seen a lot of value out of it, as it's allowed me to stay aggressive even when I'm low health because I know I'm going to heal up via this gear combination. We then have Burst. Only go with Burst level 1, and this is an amazing skill considering that it just took 1 level 3 jewel slot. Currently, the burst skill is giving you the equivalent of about 10 attack, which is insane, and you'll have pretty good uptime on this. We also get another 10 attack from Counter Strike. This happens whenever we're just knocked back. This will actually see some value throughout a hunt, so I think this is just a really underrated thing. It's nothing you go out your way to activate, but it's definitely pretty good. Last but definitely least, we have Elemental Absorption, which is not applicable to our specific weapon as we don't have an element. So let's take a look at some more advanced stats. What you see here is my attack and defense after using a Mega Demon Drug and a Mega Armor Skin. This is something you should typically have each quest. As you can see, by default, we are at 554 defense after just our armor skin. Now what I'm going to do is lower my health and then put on an Adamant Pill and Hard Shell Powder so you can see that amount once Heroics activates. And there you go, there's our final number. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I tried to go into as much detail as possible without making the video too long. There's obviously a couple more things like food buffs that really help that we discussed in the last video, and then of course you can have a teammate give you the Hunting Horn large bonus so you can be even higher defense, but it's really not necessary. This build feels superior solo than the previous version, and honestly it is insane. I never cart on quests, so I feel even more comfortable doing SOS flare quests for people doing SHIA, and I like to help people out. And also don't forget you can use lure pods to make sure the monster's attention is drawn to you even more, so that way you're making it a little bit easier for your pure DPS hunter allies. If you made it this far and enjoyed the video, please leave a like as it really helps others to find it, and make sure you subscribe for more Monster Hunter Wilds content. Really appreciate all the support on the last video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the Gathering Hall. Join our Discord in the description if you'd like to do some hunts, and here on screen you should see a link to the original video which had a little bit more details. Thank you so much for watching. It's been nice.